Howdy, howdy,
Howdy!
and welcome to But It Was Aliens, the extraterrestrial comedy podcast where we probe astronomical ass to determine whether the truth is up there. I'm your host today, Lord Kevin the Grey of Castle Greybeard. With me, as always, is the pauper, Granville Moonwalker of the Gutter, first of his name. I think you're going to enjoy today.
What a prick. What an actual prick.
What do you mean?
Just carry on. Bitch.
Yeah, I think you're going to enjoy today based on that start, and because what I have for you today is what some may call a conspiracy theory.
Dum, dum, dum.
Duh! Conspiracy theory. So, Pauper Walker,
Prick.
let's
In what realm are you a lord?
in this realm,
Bullshit.
I have purchased myself a lordship
I want to
from
see it.
SeaWorld. If you want to see it, go to Felixstowe and look out into the ocean, my friend.
Oh, what are those fucking little bastards you can buy? I can't remember what the fuck they're called.
I don't know where you're going with this.
They're like,
You need to respect my lordship.
there's an episode of South Park where Cartman gets these little like fucking sea creature things and they have their own little fucking world.
Sea monkeys.
That's the one. You're a fucking lord of the sea monkeys.
I'm still a lord, bitch.
I don't care.
I'll take that. Right, let's set the scene.
Kevin, lord of the sea monkeys, is
Just
swimming around in his bowl
Lord is fine.
of the sea monkeys.
You got Lemmywinks in yours. It's the dead of night.
Lemmywinks is a king. I don't know what the fuck you're on about.
King in your butthole.
A great adventure is waiting for you ahead.
You picked the wrong time to take a sip of your drink there. It's gonna come out of the top.
Set the scene.
Right, the scene is being set. It's the dead of night. Darkness surrounds you as you approach your destination. As you draw near, your eyes trace the outline of what seems to be a circle, with a human-like figure within the circle. Only the human figure appears to have 4 arms. It's like Goro in Mortal Kombat, and the pose of the figure would suggest that it's doing the can-can dance. You think to yourself, is that Shiva, the Hindu god of the life force and member of the Great Trinity? Because you know that shit. And it is, my friend, it is. So where do you think you are?
I was actually going to ask at first, was this Goro crossed with Terminator? And he stood on a Lego brick as he kind of came in. Hence the pose, but he literally came in and went to stand up. Give you a clue, and he stood on a fucking Lego brick and was just like, fuck!
That is actually how you beat Goro in Mortal Kombat.
Throw down a Lego brick,
Yep.
watch him stand on it,
Don't worry about trying to punch him in the nuts and rip out his heart.
and then you bicycle kick him.
Don't worry about that. Don't need to turn into no dragon and bite him. Just throw Lego.
So, the Hindu god Shiva.
Yep.
Are we in a place where they would know that it's the Hindu god Shiva, or
Doesn't everyone know that?
not everywhere around the world?
Or
Are we just in a location where they found out after the incident that it looks like the Hindu god Shiva?
what makes you think there's going to be an incident?
This is But It Was Aliens. There is always an incident.
Well, I've just got a couple of pictures here for you as we move on, so you can see what we're talking about.
So, again, if they are in that... So I have 2 pictures here, one of Goro
Yep.
striking a pose with his fists clenched.
Yep.
And then we have one of the Hindu goddess Shiva standing on a man with one foot with the other one up in a kind of pose,
Can pose.
one would say. Again, if Goro was to stand on a Lego brick, I believe he would mimic this exact picture of Shiva in terms of pose.
The creature below her is just happily, like, it's almost like it's smart. It's old Greg.
Hello, Greg.
Creamer. Shiva is standing on old Greg. Greg. I've drunk too much rum again. Old Greg. And old Greg looks happy with it. You ever drunk Baileys from a shoe? You want to come to a club where people wing on each other? Do you like watercolors, Howard? Where you actually are is the Council European Polar Research Nuclear, or the European Council for Nuclear Research. Better known today by an acronym taken from that title, CERN. CERN. The statue of Shiva is actually outside CERN because it was a gift from India to celebrate India's association with CERN, which started in the 1960s and is still going strong. This is a place of science. Interesting place to pop a statue of the god whose job it is to dance to destroy the world so that Brahma can begin the creation once more. Shiva is known as Nataraja in this instance, as he's dancing to end the world. Yes, I said he. At CERN, scientists, engineers and academic folk smash subatomic particles against each other at speeds close to the speed of light to examine conditions similar to that of the early universe. Is this the place that you want to see a statue of Shiva?
Although I suppose I kind of get it.
How so?
Destruction breeds creation. From violence.
Does it though?
Peace.
If I destroyed you
Sometimes.
right now, what am I creating? Right, let me help you here.
I'm sure something.
If
would
you
live
destroyed
on
me
from
right now, what are you creating? Pain and misery.
beautiful death, art,
All the Lord's subjects would cry
and then
and possibly rejoice.
the maggots that would come from your corpse would be life. Yes.
And then you stamp on them, and then what
No,
are you
I
creating?
leave them. I
you
leave
like
them to
maggots?
flourish. Therefore,
They'd all be mini-me's.
would be
We'd be the maggot people. We'd overcome all. We will prevail.
and would that not be life?
It wouldn't be a great life,
Didn't say it had to be great.
but I feel like you're missing the point here, which is
No,
that you've
no, I'm
destroyed
not.
me.
And
Bad things. Very bad. One should not destroy people. Joy rarely comes from violence.
you know me, right?
Thought I did. So I've got a little photo of the outside of CERN for you here as we move on.
That you do? Yep. Bronze. Is that bronze?
Basically.
There's a bronze statue of Shiva, and there's a couple of gentlemen in front shaking hands
In suspicious black
with,
suits.
well, one's in a grey suit, one's in a black suit.
There's one in the background
And
in
then
a black
there's
suit
one,
too.
yeah, there's one to the side with his hand behind his back as if he's a bodyguard of sorts.
Yes. Anywho. CERN is the location of high-energy physics research and the Large Hadron Collider, or LHC, which I alluded to moments earlier. The LHC is the most powerful particle accelerator ever built as of 2021 and sits as a 16-mile ring-shaped tunnel 100 metres down in the underground near Geneva. The London Underground. So down in the underground near Geneva, Switzerland. This bad mother trucker was responsible for the discovery of the Higgs boson particle in 2012. In absolute layman's terms, the Higgs boson is the particle that is seen very briefly from the interaction of particles with the Higgs field, which fills the universe before decaying. Higgs field is an energy field which passes mass to things that travel through it, in a sense. That was a monumental discovery only possible with such high-powered particle physics experiments. Stephen Hawking once said,
May you rest in peace.
when alive, that a powerful particle accelerator could destroy the universe. That's genuine. Hawking. Can you guess where I'm going yet? No! It's so hard.
If you are a scientist and you
Technically,
have,
I am. One of my degrees is indeed in science. I'm a Bachelor of Science.
if you are a real scientist
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
and Stephen Hawking
And a lord.
tells you that what you're doing could
Technically, I'm also an artist. Mr. Moonwalker is laughing because he's seen me draw.
I mean, it's all art. It's art to someone.
It's not. No one likes my drawings. Let's cut the bullshit. Even my stick men are terrible. I wish that was a joke.
It's truly not. So you have Stephen Hawking telling you that what you're doing could potentially destroy the universe.
Yes.
Not in that it would happen,
That it
but
could happen.
it could happen.
Yeah.
And you continue to do so.
Yes. That's the
This-
planet we live on.
This is why some scientists are just dicks. They have, I don't know if it's a God complex,
Yeah.
but it's a, oh, it's not going to happen to me type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you watch Terminator, if you watch any sci-fi film where AI turns on us and fucks us up, we're heading towards that simply because of scientists' egos
Absolutely.
thinking, this is never going to happen to us. And then all of a sudden, Skynet.
Yep. I mean, they've got the laws of robotics, but it don't take long for a robot to come along and be like, fuck the rules.
Especially if they start creating things that are there to protect the human race. And then we know exactly how that's going to go.
Yeah.
I know how we'll protect them. Let's exterminate them.
Thin out their numbers.
I have no strings to hold me down.
What is that? Matrix.
Ultron.
Ultron. Piss. I will very briefly run through some theorised issues such power could present. The media actually got on this pretty heavily a few years back because CERN themselves did admit that the LHC could potentially destroy the world, but they did also say that they were pretty confident that it wouldn't. Just like, I could kick you in the balls, but I won't. Reassuring, isn't it? To be fair, I'd never kick you in the balls. I saw what happened to a certain gentleman who tapped you in the balls once. The main way people...
Just say that he cried.
The main way...
And all I did was hold him.
Gosh damn it! Let's not repeat that story. The main way people worry that this could happen would be for the LHC to create black holes, as I just alluded to. Particles smashing together so hard that a gravity hole is created, swallowing up the world or pulling an asteroid towards us, for example. Another really bad possibility, supported by renowned scientist Sir Martin Rees, is that strange matter could be produced, which could shrink the Earth into a 300-foot ball, basically. Another bad one is that space itself decays into a new form of something. Space Mark II, perhaps? Wiping out everything in the current universe. A little lower down the chain, people worried that the LHC could cause earthquakes. That could be due to the energy being cracked together, and it could even be a sign of what CERN may be trying to accomplish down there.
Could you imagine if, like, a black hole was created in that space and everything just sucks it? Do you reckon it would be like a vacuum?
So it
Or-
depends on the size of the black hole. If you had an utterly microscopic black hole, then it could potentially suck a bit in around it and decay before anything bad happened. But if it was past a certain, still very small point, Very, very bad news for the world.
Just continually suck things in. Pull the world apart from the inside.
For quite a while, but obviously it releases Hawking radiation, so it'd gradually lose its mass, but it would certainly murk up our world.
I really want to watch a video of that happening.
Well...
What is strange matter?
I mean, it's possible that other forms of matter may exist out there that would potentially wipe us out.
I mean, they call it strange matter simply because they don't know what else to call it.
Because it does strange things, just like we call dark matter, or dark energy, because
it does dark things.
See it, and we don't really know what it does. Like the Dark Ages, they were called the Dark Ages because we didn't keep records.
How strange.
On Friday, April the 29th, 2016, the LHC had to be shut down after a weasel got in and gnawed through a cable.
Okay, that weasel didn't get in. That weasel was let in.
That weasel knew what it was doing.
I'ma save the earth, motherfuckers!
It was like Tom Cruise Mission Impossible weasel, sneaking its way in through all the lasers. So yeah, the weasel gnawed through a cable. At least they say that it was a weasel, to which they unfortunately found charred remains. Rest in peace, Weasel Demogorgon. When the facility was started back up on May the 8th, a strange weather phenomenon occurred. A circular cloud appeared above the facility. Meteorological reports said that it was raining, but no rain actually fell. The weather folk concluded that there was a glitch in their radars. I should add that in April, there had been claims that meteorological radar had failed too after it was detected that Earth's magnetic field had collapsed briefly. Radar errors? Or was something else at play here?
Could it be that what they were doing interfered or caused not a magnetic field, but some sort of like field around where they were, which distorted things?
I like where you're going with this. What sort of experiments or things could they be doing that you think would result in that?
Well, they're fucking...
They're fucking...
They're fucking weasels and...
burning them.
But they're smashing particles together, so...
But are they?
Maybe it's the effects of that. Or someone's let a weasel in there somehow. What if something else got in there?
Or what if something got out?
What, like a weasel?
A weasel from the upside down.
Ooh, from the left and right.
Moving on, I have a brief real video here for you taken above the LHC. If you'd like to watch this blow, Mr. Mooney, for the probers, as always, this video will be linked in the show notes if you want to see the footage for yourself.
Let's have a look. So before I start the video, it's showing a picture of what looks like a school, and it's aimed up at the clouds, right in the middle.
So this is above the LHC, remember? This is a massive research institute.
Looks like a
university.
Tornado is about to start. There is some warped cloudage there. December 2015. Geneva, Switzerland. Oh, good lord.
Good lord.
Okay, I don't know if that's fake, but what the fuck? Why do you keep giving me these really weird videos that look fucking real? It's like the jellyfish all over again.
This has literally been on the news.
Okay, what the fuck is that light thing going up there that they just zoomed in on? Right, so in this video, there is a swirling vortex. What? This video's not even finished, but I'm going back.
Oh no.
So
it's like when you watched Austin Powers over and over again at the bit where he goes, oh no, I've gone cross-eyed.
So there is a vortex. So it looks like a vortex has been opened up above this building and something's being sucked, like the clouds are being sucked into it, but it's moving quite slowly. And then, out of nowhere, this little ball of light slowly makes its way up into the centre of this vortex. if I didn't know any better, I would say this is an alien spaceship going up into the center of the vortex. And then, like that, it disappears. And so does the swirl of clouds.
Yep.
And then it's normal.
So I think at this point, we can agree something suspicious is going on at this place. Because I look outside a lot. I do not see that shit going on above my
Never.
house.
Ooh.
Are you watching it again?
No, it's still the same video. It's like just doing it in super slow mo.
I think... Have you got the gist of it?
I'm in.
Alright. Sod it. I am plopping my balls out on the table now. CERN is operating a gosh damned Stargate. So, what's a Stargate? Well, basically, it's exactly like the movie. A high-energy device that allows rapid travel between two distant locations or even between universes. I was going to cover other Stargates here, but honestly, I found so much that I'm going to do a separate probe onto them on my next episode. So how would a Stargate work? This is way beyond capabilities we have, and somewhat bonkers, but also scientifically plausible. You'd need either a whole star's worth of matter and negative matter to open up a wormhole, allowing a person to pass through. A big wormhole would likely destroy the planet though. It would be near impossible to contain from what we currently know. Slightly more plausible is a quantum wormhole or Stargate, which could be near zero energy and allow quantum data to pass through. So you'd pass quantum data through and reassemble it on the other side. We are basically talking wormholes though, tunnels through curved space-time connecting two otherwise far away points. Like putting a dot on either side of a sheet of paper, but then folding the paper so that the corners touch and punching a hole through it. For any physicists listening, I'm not saying that we can do this, merely that it is theoretically possible, with Einstein-Rosen bridges having been theorised in one manner or another since at least Wales' one-dimensional tubes of 1928. Why would CERN want a Stargate though? To visit other worlds and gather resources, most likely? Although, there is an argument that we'd like to meet and learn from other species. For science. Or maybe we are just experimenting, not realising what we may pull through to our world.
I've got a question. If you were at the CERN facility and they said we have a Stargate,
Yes?
we're going to open it, we would like you to walk through it, would you walk through it?
So I would walk through it and say that I'm Ra to whoever was on the other side.
I don't know if I would walk through.
Yeah, I would go anywhere near it. As soon as they said I've got a Stargate, I'll be like, nope! I'll be legging it straight home, getting under my covers and hoping that nothing happened.
Because it's one of the...
I'd send you through it. I've got this friend. Well, he's more of an acquaintance, really. Tell him there's gains on the other side.
What? There's gains? I'm in.
He's already left. He disappeared through a wormhole. There wasn't even one here. He just popped.
I think the main thing I would be concerned about is not being able to come back.
Yeah.
And being stuck.
I mean, the main thing I'd be concerned about would be being ripped apart as you walk through it.
Oh, I'm not fussed about that.
You just turn into a group of maggots.
Oddly so, I'm not fussed about that because...
We are the Moonwalkers.
It would... I think it would happen so quickly that I wouldn't feel it.
Possibly.
Whereas...
Although there are... Think of a black hole, for example. The gravity fields are so strong that you spaghettify as you're going into it.
Okay, cool. Done. Right. But I wonder if... Sounds really weird, but I would like to take some weaponry just in case.
That's such a human thought,
Just
isn't it?
in case they're not able to open it up and bring me back.
Do you know what? We've previously commented on
And at least give me 10 minutes to survive, just in case something attacks me.
We've previously discussed how humans are a shit species, like a history of colonialism, like whenever you go to a new country back in the day, like traveling between countries, and when I say back in the day, I mean way before our days, people would go and conquer other races and attack them and whatnot. So what does Moonwalker do when he's going through a portal? Take a weapon.
I never said that I would attack them straight away.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You're going to be Lord Moonwalker, aren't you?
To protect myself.
You want to be a lord.
I walk through that gate and there is some weird, like, dog cross fucking dino thing coming at me.
Imagine a giant dog dinosaur.
Like, trying to eat me.
Fetch.
I would want to be able to fuck it up. Or at least give myself an extra 2 minutes to survive in hopes that the Stargate would open and I could come back through.
You try and conquer it, I know you.
You thought you did.
In August 2016, just after the LHC was back on, remember, there were a series of fatal earthquakes in nearby Italy. Remember we said that earthquakes could be a sign of strange goings-on at CERN. During this time, CERN was conducting what they would officially deem the Awake experiment. Awake? A CERN woke? Or were the experiments attempting to wake the world? The Awake experiment was supposedly utilising plasma to accelerate particles to high energies over distance. What kind of distance are we talking? How about all the way to other galaxies for a fucking Stargate? Officially, the plasma travelled from the LHC in Geneva to the Gran Sasso Nuclear Physics Laboratory in Italy. Italy, where the earthquakes kept happening. These high-energy particles can literally travel through the Earth's crust. There was a further earthquake in November as experiments continued. I would just add, seriously, not to laugh at, that unfortunately some of these quakes were actually fatal, causing the death of nearly 300 people. CERN, of course, publicly disputed that they had anything to do with the quakes, but they would, wouldn't they? What's a few civilian casualties to another planet's resources? I did see a photo suggesting that CERN actually did a collection for the victims of the August 24th earthquake of 6.2 magnitude, which also left 4,500 people homeless. Earthquakes suck.
Absolute bastards if that was them. Which probably was them. I have a question.
Yes?
What if these are vaults?
Borderlands vaults.
And they're trying to awaken the destroyer.
Ooh. Or what if they found a way to connect with other worlds and pull a destroyer through accidentally? Or maybe it's like they see it as their lord.
Or a way to power.
Yeah. Use
like
it as a weapon.
COV. We are such fucking geeks. So the earthquakes in
Italy.
Were they in line with the route?
Pretty much.
I suppose you don't necessarily have to be in line. You can hit something which then
they were along the same
side,
kind of
isn't it?
area. It was quite a while ago I researched this and I can't quite remember exactly, but I'm fairly sure it was along the sort of same route.
CERN. CERN.
Let's just round up a little theory on the Illuminati and New World Order.
New World Order.
Let me tell you something, brother. There is a secret world government slowly coming to power, my friend.
I don't think it's slow.
It happened in 1996. They will bring about the New World Order. New World Order. I actually stuck this into Google, and it is concerning how many invites to join the Illuminati came up. It's really easy. But yeah, I'll skim over this one. The theory suggests that Shiva, otherwise known as the Dark One, is known by another name in the Bible, Satan. People theorise
Never knew that.
that the... Sorry?
Never knew that.
People theorise that the Antichrist will be born through CERN. They also link the all-seeing eye and the Illuminati symbol of the tongue of death to Miley Cyrus. It's suggested the three Hindu gods all connect together through tantric sex, just like what Aleister Crowley practiced.
And they came in like a wrecking ball.
This also ties in to theories of Nazis. It's so fucking bonkers that I can't get into it. These people even link shows like Rick and Morty to the Illuminati. All these crazy references in plain sight. But CERN's logo looks like the devil's number 666 all twisted up. I'll show you that logo now, Mooney.
Ooh.
The basic concept is that through CERN, something will be born. I suppose that could even be metaphoric, in a sense. Like instead of Antichrist, it could be antimatter, or strange matter to such degrees that the world starts over, like we said, wiping out the world to start afresh. Or maybe they are bringing something in. That logo does look like sixes though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, but there seems too many of them. Like there's 4 there. So I don't know if I can jump on board.
It's
with
an
that
extra
one straight
6.
away.
It's even more intense.
But
It was aliens.
were you aware were you aware
Yes.
that George Bush is the grandson
Of...
Aleister Crowley?
I've never heard that.
Lies that my teacher told me. Now it's in a song. George Bush is the grandson of Aleister Crowley.
Sorry?
George Bush is the grandson of Aleister Crowley.
No way.
No. What's the song? End of Days.
Time is on my side.
Yes, it is. Vinny Pazienza,
The boxer.
the rapper. Although I think no, that is on his album. It's called End of Days, and it mentions it in there. George Bush is the grandson of Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, I highly doubt that. But anyway.
You never know.
Yeah, never know.
You never know.
At this point, you're probably thinking this is a bit mad. Well, I say that, but whenever I do say something like that, you're usually balls deep in the conspiracy, Mooney. But regardless, after all that we've learned so far, what would be the most disturbing thing that I could tell you about the employees of CERN?
That they are fully aware of what they're doing and are on board in trying to pull forth some form of alien species through a Stargate, and that they have no qualms about the effects that it would have upon the world. They're just like, yeah, but it's an alien, bruv. Let's fucking do it.
If they were saying bruv, that would be the most disturbing thing. What, bruv?
The scientists are roadmen.
These people are in charge of the most scientifically advanced experiments on the planet.
I'm not gonna
What,
lie.
bruv?
I'd love
what
it.
happens if we smash these together, bruv?
I'd love it if they were roadmen or spoke like roadmen. That'd be so funny.
Okay, so give this footage a little watch. Again, probers, this video will be in the show notes as long as YouTube doesn't remove it. It's been removed literally 3 times since I checked over these notes, so I keep having to replace the link with a new one.
Ooh.
But yeah, there is sound on this one if you want to check it out.
Human sacrifice. What?
Possibly a slight spoiler.
Okay, so we are outside the CERN Centre and
You can see the
you
statue.
can see the statue, and it is, the shadow of it is quite prominent on the building behind. Mm-hmm. Someone is taking a video from an adjacent building, it would seem.
Mm-hmm.
And quite shaky cam.
It's probably phone footage, I'd imagine.
Yeah. I was about to say nothing's happening so far, but then you see
What the fuck?
2 figures, 3 figures walking past the statue. Okay, there's more of them, and they're standing in some
They're surrounding
form
the statue,
of
and there's
formation.
one of the
Yeah.
figures is wearing like a white robe, is it?
I can't see that. All I can see are black robes at the moment.
And what are the figures doing?
Again, just surrounding the statue. Kind of walk. What the fuck are the... Okay, there's the one in the white robe. Is knelt down in front of the statue. The others are standing behind her. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like they're about to make an... What? She just fell down. I was about to say it looks like they're about to make an offering. And then...
Fuck.
I think someone just got stabbed. This guy freaked out and moved his camera. So I cannot see exactly what happened.
It was a sacrifice.
But that was fucked up. If that's real.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you make me watch that if that's real?
I mean, I'm showing you the truth.
I kind of get why. But why? You just watch someone get murdered. You watched me watch someone? You made me watch someone get murdered.
Yeah, sorry
Too
about
many
that.
desperados. Oh, son.
So these people are in charge of the most advanced scientific investigations on the planet. Do you feel safe?
So, if they were making a sacrifice to Shiva,
Yeah.
it would mean that they believe there is a physical manifestation of Shiva.
Not necessarily.
Or,
A spiritual manifestation that has power over the world, perhaps.
I was going to say physical in terms that they could bring it forth onto the world.
Maybe.
Hence why sacrifice and the Hadron Collider.
Maybe that's what they're trying to pull through. Upon this...
Texts have they been reading?
Yeah, exactly. Upon this video going live, obviously, rumours begun circulating that employees of CERN, because these are employees after all, nobody else has access, that employees of CERN are engaging in satanic rituals. As we covered with Mooney's live reaction, this footage shows people dressed in black robes preparing what appears to be a female in white robes before stabbing them in what appears to be a human sacrifice. CERN says that the footage is fiction and that the actions violated its professional guidelines, but obviously they'd want to cover this up. The UK newspaper, the Daily Mail, meanwhile, claimed in their report that the person responsible for the video is now dead. They hushed him up.
Got whacked.
Got whacked. Whether this is real or bullshit, honestly, would you trust the people that made this to be in charge of a particle super collider that could create a Stargate or strange matter and destroy the universe, even if it's bullshit?
Okay, so what I got from that is that they never said that it wasn't the employees of CERN.
Only the employees of CERN had access to the place.
They just said that the actions violated the professional guidelines.
Yep. It was employees of CERN.
That's a...
That much is positive.
Shit, we got caught, let's cover it up fucking line, that is.
But like I say, regardless of what that video
I don't make
portrayed...
it home tonight, I got whacked.
If you've got someone messing around like that, I don't want them in the lab. Because if they start messing around like that in the lab...
They weren't messing around. They just happened to get caught by someone.
As we near our conclusion, I did also want to raise that if we crash particles together, we really can't be certain that these particles don't shoot into another dimension. If apocalyptic demons are coming, you can bet your ass that particle physics or quantum physics will be blasting open that gateway. The universe is, as far as we currently believe, 13.7 billion years old at time of recording. It's arrogant to think that there aren't other life forms in our own universe who could have the technology to come to our planet via a portal, let alone life forms from other dimensions or universes like the Upside Down sneaking through. Even if CERN wasn't operating a Stargate, there would still be a chance that this could all go wrong and end the world. But CERN are smart. They know what they're doing.
They think they know what they're doing until they fuck up. Like all, not all scientists.
You just don't trust them at all.
Most scientists. I don't trust them. It makes me wonder if the employees know how people outside think about them. So I wonder if it was staged.
Yeah, like, but that's what I'm saying. Even if it was,
I mean, you just do that shit for shits and gigs.
absolutely. But then you've got these people with these crazy ideas and senses of humour.
Yeah, but think about
operating
it.
some of the most powerful shit on the planet.
Think about it though.
Like, let's just crash these two together in this way, just for a giggle. It will shock everyone. World gone.
Listen to the bullshit we come out with half the time. And at one point we thought it would be funny to be teachers.
It would be funny to be teachers.
Exactly.
We'd teach them all this stuff.
So think of our sense of humour. You think of what we would do if we worked at CERN. Just to fuck with people.
I'm
The
thinking
cogs are
about
turning.
shooting weasels through the chambers towards each other. Sod firing particles, I'm firing weasels. Save the weasels, don't fire them against each
Not
other.
that I think they did do this just to fuck with people, but it's a possibility.
It is a possibility, but I still don't think it's a healthy
No.
option. They've put this on the internet. That's stupidity if that's what they've done.
But then,
Because they know they're going to get caught. Only employees can access these areas, certainly at night.
they wore robes so no one knew who it was.
Yeah, but you'd soon find out.
Would you though?
Again, these
How many
people are like the
employees
most
do they have?
advanced scientists. They'd be able to track the IP addresses of where it's posted from and whatnot.
Oh no, you could do
Yes.
that. I'm not saying that the person that recorded it and put it out wasn't.
They'd probably match up the body sizes. They'd check who was where. There's no way they're getting away with this. Then they'd sacrifice them.
How many employees work at CERN?
Oh, thousands.
Oh, there you go. I don't know if it's fucking Jim, Dom, Terry, Haley,
Definitely Terry.
Trisha, Kev,
Kev is honourable and trustworthy, I'll have you know.
John.
Even more honourable and trustworthy. Looking at the other side of the coin, for science, Earth has always experienced earthquakes. Earthquakes happen due to plate tectonics, and yes, when plates are grinding, several quakes are likely. CERN say that the LHC can't cause earthquakes. Scientists say that the LHC is unlikely to destroy the Earth.
Unlikely.
Unlikely.
Not that it wouldn't.
So, yeah, so they won't say it's not possible because, well, it is possible. CERN say that even if a quantum black hole was created, it would be a tiny one that would fade away without any damage. Meanwhile, cosmic rays hit the Earth's atmosphere at greater speed than the LHC can produce. CERN categorically deny that they can open a portal to other dimensions, though it could one day prove if this is possible. Stephen Hawking thought the LHC wasn't powerful enough to do any harm, even though they powered it up. Oh, but one more thing. CERN want to build an even bigger collider at the Geneva site. Superpower. OP CERN.
It's over 9,000!
OP, baby! Super CERN. CERNado. CERNade.
I mean, we're dealing with scientists again, aren't we?
Uh-huh. Can't trust those bastards.
It wouldn't happen. It can't happen. It's a possibility.
It's
but
unlikely.
It's unlikely. I mean, Jurassic Park taught us one thing. Nature always finds a way.
Absolutely. They're saying to us, on the one hand, it's not going to destroy the universe. It'll tell us if it's possible to open a Stargate, but it won't do it.
Until it does it. And then they're like, shit, We never thought it would actually do it.
I mean, we went through it. We were all kitted up and tied onto our ropes. But we didn't think it would happen.
I mean, we lost Dave.
Rest in peace, Dave.
But we never thought we'd lose Dave.
Nobody liked Dave, but that's just a coincidence.
Bastards.
Why me, guys? Why is it always me?
Dave's dead. I don't know who that is.
Time to summarise. We've had the introduction of CERN with an unusual statue of Shiva, the Hindu god who repeatedly destroys the world, outside. This is the site of the Large Hadron Collider, which flings particles together at ridiculous speeds to analyse the conditions of the early universe. Hawking predicted a powerful collider could destroy the world. The media predicted that it would cause earthquakes, black holes, and the end of the world. Just after Easter 2016, after a ferret was burnt...
Thought it was a weasel.
It was a weasel, my mistake. So after a ferret was burnt, weather phenomenon begun occurring. People became suspicious that CERN was developing a Stargate. Then, fatal earthquakes begun in Italy during the Awake experiment, and rumours begun circulating at this time that CERN were genuinely trying to develop a Stargate, sending particles to other worlds. This is all tied together by the idea that CERN is operated by the Illuminati and Miley Cyrus trying to wipe the world to start a new world. We checked out footage indicating that CERN employees may or may not engage in satanic rituals. Oh, and they are increasing the power at CERN significantly. Anything you'd like to add or discuss before we conclude on these bastards?
So, we had the weasel.
It was, yeah.
Brackets. Chew through a cable.
Yep.
And after that, when the power came back on,
It was burnt.
etc., the weasel was burnt to crisp, whatever. And we have that kind of swirling vortex above CERN. Correct?
Yep.
What if there was no weasel and this was a visitation by aliens to tell us to calm the fuck down,
Sort our shit out, rein it in.
and then that vortex was them leaving the planet? Maybe they came down to check on our shit and were like, look, you need to stop fucking about or we're going to fuck you up.
I mean, it's definitely
And then
possible.
Out they went.
It's either that or we were working on a portal under the ground and that was having that sort of effect above ground as all the gravity was being sucked in.
But then what was that object that went up into the...
Seagull.
That wasn't a seagull.
Are you saying that it was aliens? As in CERN are bringing in aliens of sorts?
I'm not saying it was aliens. But there's a possibility it could be aliens.
We don't do that on this show. We don't sit on the fence.
No, I'm not saying it's aliens, but I'm saying CERN don't fucking understand what they're doing.
You're
Well,
suspicious.
They do,
You're not saying
but
it
they're
was
playing
aliens,
with fire.
but you're saying that the conspiracy is real and they're doing shit they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to tar all scientists with the same brush, but their job is to find out what ifs. So they have the, what if we do this, what if we do that mentality. And it's the curious nature that they have that ends up fucking shit up. So I think they are just like, fuck it, let's just try it. And with that, someday we may go boom. But until that day, this is not aliens.
Right. Well, on that note, I'm not saying that it was aliens, but ooh, we love a conspiracy episode. Although once I got into this conspiracy, honestly, it was just a little hard to chew. There was so much random referencing of popular culture with no real evidence to actually tie it to CERN. Like, if Miley Cyrus sticks her tongue out, that doesn't mean that she's 1/3 of the Holy Trinity who will bring about the destruction and recreation of the universe. But having said that, I am somehow still suspicious of CERN. I don't know whether it's this research or whether I know that Brian Cox works there sometimes and he doesn't age, or what it is, but something feels less than fully transparent. Any final thoughts for you before we close?
Fuck CERN.
It's a little bit unreasonable. They're responsible for a lot of positive developments in our world.
For now. Nah, I'm kidding.
Thank you, CERN.
I'm just not sure about them.
Probably more going on than we're aware of.
Seriously.
Alright, well, that's today's show, folks. What do you think? Can we trust these scientist bastards? Are you, yourself, a scientist bastard with some evidence? Get in touch and let us know. You can speak to me via the Twitter.
Say it with me, people.
On the Twitter! At But It Was Aliens. And you can speak to Mooney on the Instagram at But It Was Aliens Podcast. If you'd like to hear from us while supporting the show, head on over to patreon.com/But It Was Aliens. There you can find monthly bonus episodes where we probe more widely paranormal cases, from historic vampire zombies to Rasputin himself. But until next time, if we have a Stargate, is it in the Star Garden? Where's the Star Door? The truth is up there.
Up your butthole.
#. Rest in peace, Weasel.
Chocolate starfish.